Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are finally going to get to roughing in, putting in our exhaust fan and our through the wall kit. I've already started on it. I'll show you in a second, but here's pretty much the kit. Comes with your outside cover with a little flap door, opens up whenever the fan comes on. It comes with this air duct, it ties onto this, do that in a minute. And it comes with the flexible duct and some tie straps, and then a piece of foam is in there. I don't know why, it's not even mentioned on the instructions. Maybe I'll put that on the top side of it. So not sure what that is for. All right, so let me show you what I've got done so far. All right, we're up here on the ladder. What I did was I measured from the inside on what I was going to need. Now you remember, now this is kind of tricky because of the amount of space we had. There's not a whole lot of room above that ceiling. I'll show you from the inside here in a little bit. But I drilled a hole from the outside here because I didn't want to be in the lip of this part here, because it wouldn't have worked right. So I measured over from my window to approximately where I was going to need to be, centered it, drilled a hole through there, went inside, and I was like a ½ inch off, or no, I'm sorry, 1¼ inch off. So I went ahead and just that 1¼ inch was gonna, it would still work with it, moving it 1¼ inch. So from the inside, you can kind of see these. I drilled holes from the inside, kind of in the outline of the circle, and then came out here, finished the tracing out with the cover, and then took my tin snips and cut that out. It's kind of jagged, but once it's in here, I'll screw it in, then I'll take some silicone to put around it to seal it. Everything should be good. Don't have a very good camera angle, but it is what it is. This is going to be kind of a tight fit, or at least it was a minute ago, but that's all right. That's the way I want it. Now, get it squared up there. You want to make sure that door, the hinge part's on the top, so when the air turns on, it'll, I don't know how much it'll flap open, but it'll flap open some, enough to let the air out. So, all right, now I'll just screw it in there. If I can find my screws. They're somewhere. There's the screws that came with it, and they're made to go in wood. So I'm going to see if they'll self-tap into my metal. If not, I'll just go find some other ones, and it'll work okay. But we'll see here in a second if this will work. You can hear in the distance. You might be able to hear through the camera guns going off. That is the gun range down the road. Summertime, you will hear that constantly on the weekend, sometimes after work. It worked. Well, that metal looked tight. All right. I'm not exactly sure where that gun range is. or how far down the road it is. In this valley here, things echo quite a bit. Sounds like there's quite a few of them over there today. One more. All right. Now I will just take some silicone and put it along here on the outside, especially right there, and that'll help seal it. That went pretty well. All right, that's what it looks like on the inside. Kind of egg-shaped, but I know why. 2 reasons. It's coming in right on the top of that 2 or 3, and on the outside, that metal that's sitting like that, it's not on a 90-degree angle, so it's got it kind of in a bind. But I'll just take my duck all the way back towards the wall and then tie it on, my flexible duck, and then take it into my fan, so it'll be just fine. All right, we got our stud in where we're going to be mounting our fan. So now I'm going to go ahead and just try to make it a little bit easier on myself. I'm going to go ahead and wire up my fan before I install it in the shower. Just make it a little bit easier instead of working overhead like I usually have to do when I'm at work. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you kind of step by step how to do this. It's really not hard if you decide to do it in your own house. So let's get to it. Okay, first step. Now some of these fans, they're not all exactly the same, designed the same. Some of them has a screw in here you have to take loose, but this one here, you can see it, just has a little tab that you have to pry loose. Like that, and pull down and your fan comes out. Alright, now you're going to have your hookup box, which is right here. You just pull that down and that will come loose. Now this fan here, some fans just have the fan, some have the fan and light. This one here has the fan and light because we want to have a light in our shower as we're showering. You could either run 2 separate legs, 2 separate hots. That'll come off. It could come off 2 separate switches, one for that, one for that. That way, if you don't want your light on or your fan on, you don't have to. But we are going to just do one switch. So what we'll end up doing is tying both of those together, like so, and they will go under one switch. Now, turn this around, maybe you can see a little better. You could take this all the way loose, but I'm just going to go ahead and my Romex connector for my piece of Romex I'm going to put in. This is a little bit easier than if I hold it up in the ceiling. A whole lot easier, actually. Get it tight in there. Now, put my piece of Rumex in. I'm going to go ahead also, while I have it out, and I'm going to strip the wire back, the insulation back. It's the outer coating. Of the Rumex. Razor blade. I found this razor knife inside. Kind of like a butter blade. Yeah. I'm even going to go ahead and make it even a little bit more easier on me. I'm going to strip out the wires. You don't have to strip them back very far. And I ought to do it right there. And the hardest part, I'll show you here in a minute, to these is when you hook the ground wire up. They are never in an easy spot. Curl that over. Now I'll see if I can get it all in there. Same time. There we go. I already realized I should have gotten my needle nose pliers. But I'll make it work. You can see that down in there. See through the camera here. Hey, you can kind of see it. There's a green screw down in there, and that is what your bare copper wire is, your ground wire. That's what it goes to. Now you're pretty much color to color on this. White wire will connect to your white wire. And your black wire, and in our case the blue wire. Blue wire, like I said, is for the light fixture. You can see I'm having a rough time even now. These things can be a bear to hook up whenever you're doing it above your head. And I'll go ahead now and tighten my Rumex connector down. See here, I'm getting all this on camera. I'm trying. Didn't quite get it in there. looks like I have now got that in there. All right. Now when we install the fan, I'll just go ahead and show you this so I don't have to show you later. We'll have the fan that will plug into the black outlet, and I don't have my light fixtures over there, and it'll plug into the white one. And so we'll show you that at a later time. All right, let's go screw it in. Alright. Alright, I do have kind of an issue. Just wanted to slope down a little bit here. It's not much, but it is a little bit. So what I think I'm going to do is if I can manage to get another piece of wood on top of this. You can see where the actual mounts are taller in my board. So I think I'm going to put a piece of board up above it, or attempt to, just so I can screw it in a little bit more secure, and it'll should raise that up just a little bit, because right now it's probably down below the drywall just a bit. Or I can shim it. It'll probably be more secure and it won't vibrate as much though if I can get a piece of board up there. So let's see what I can do with that. Alright, I almost forgot that I wanted, well, I made a decision. I'm just going to go ahead. Sorry about the camera thing, it's just it's a real tight fit in here. I'm just going to put another 2x4 on this side over here, bring it up to it, and screw it in. That's what I'm going to do. But before I did that, I wanted to get my vent in there and hooked up. Didn't film that, but pretty self-explanatory though. It's not easy to do. I always have a hard time with it, but you slip your flexible hose over it. The kit comes with 2 tie wraps. Put it around there, and then I just cut it to length I wanted it, slip it on this side, and you have your adapter that you put on your fan. And it's got a little door in here that it's not perfect, but it'll do the job. Whenever you turn your fan on, that little door opens up. It's hard to see it. So now I'm going to take my foam spray, hopefully I've got enough left, and I'm going to fill in this gap here all around my fan. Then I'm going to put my piece of board right here. So you can see if I put that board in right now, it'd be in the way of everything. So then I'll put that board in, and then we will finish mounting the fan. Alright, another step I wanted to do before I even finish mounting it. I wanted to make sure my little door flapper there was open. I could see daylight in there. So now I want to go outside and make sure my vent cover thing is open. Yes sir, you can see the vent cover is open. That's a good deal. Means we got a good tight air fit there. It's opening up pretty far. It's really not made to open up 90 degrees, and what that's doing right there is just fine. And then when we turn it off, it'll close right back. Good deal. But my can of foam, even though I had it sealed back the way it's supposed to be, it's been a while since I used it, and I guess it's set up in the neck of it. I'm going to try one time to get it unclogged, but I think it's already set up, and I'll have to get another can. Alright, I've now got my fan installed. Got the foam spray, insulation spray in there, the air gaps. Got my other brace on this side. So now we're ready for the dreaded plumbing. I gotta get a shower valve, shut off valve in here, and then my shower head roughed in. To do all that, I gotta turn the water off to do this part. So hopefully get that done. I may have to buy a few more parts, but I may have all the parts now. So get that done probably next weekend. Then my wire here, I think I could put a hole in the ceiling right here, because if you see, there's going to be a joist there, and there's going to be a truss, or whatever you want to call it in a trailer, there and then there. So I should be able to get a hole here and fish my Romex over to here, make this my junction box. Because in this trailer, as in a lot of older trailers, I don't know how the newer ones are, but they took all their hots and neutrals and grounds and everything through the light boxes, and usually just the 2 wires down to the light switch. So I will end up having to run a little bit of wire mold to get my switch in there. Not a whole lot, but some. So alright, that'll about do it for this short video. So thanks for tuning in for this short video, and that'll about wrap it up. So hopefully we'll be getting some more done this coming up week. God bless.